This man on your screen is Brooks Houck. He is the boyfriend of Crystal Rogers, who has been missing since July 2015. Brooks Houck has been the only suspect in this case. And finally, after over 8 years last week, Brooks Houck was arrested. Now, a few days ago, if you saw my video over on MichelleAfterDark, I said that the next person to be arrested in this case would be Brooks's brother, Nick Houck, pictured here in a police officer's uniform. Can't wear it anymore because he was fired. Yesterday, Brooks Houck had a perfectly normal hearing. The type of hearing that should have been inconsequential. You know, it's early on in the case. The defence wanted to talk about bond. He currently has a $10 million bond, which even the multimillionaire Brooks Houck can't meet. So his defence is trying to get that bond reduced. The prosecutor dropped a couple of bombshells. Listen to this one. The audio isn't great. The audio on the only file of the full hearing that I could find, which is this one, is really, really low. But fortunately, there's a bunch of news channels that have managed to improve the audio. Listen to this.
I will tell you, Your Honor, we're investigating the murder of Tommy Ballard that could potentially be related to this case. We are waiting for testing to come back on the firearm we believe was used to murder Tommy Ballard, a firearm that we purchased from Nicholas Houck, who was using a fake name when he sold the rifle. We know it's the same caliber. There's 5 criteria that they're looking at, and so far it's matched 4 of the 5 criteria.
Closed captions didn't do well with that guy's accent. But what he said was, they are currently investigating the death of Tommy Ballard. Who's Tommy Ballard? Tommy Ballard is Crystal Rogers' dad. He was murdered. He was assassinated with a rifle, and no one has been charged for that murder either. The prosecutor says that they, presumably somebody from the prosecution team, law enforcement, managed to buy a rifle of the same caliber from Nick Houck. Nick Houck using a fake name. Now, obviously, that has to go through ballistics tests and so on and so forth. Currently, tests are ongoing, but they've met 4 of the 5 criteria for this weapon. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the criteria are. I don't know which of the 4 of these 5s have been met. I don't know. I do not know. There was another bombshell, though. The other bombshell was that Brooks Houck's family had been at the grand jury that indicted Brooks Houck for the murder of Crystal Rogers. And they had recorded the grand jury. Grand jury proceedings are meant to be secret. And they, including Brooks's mother and a bunch of other family members, have been there and secretly recorded the proceedings. The prosecutor couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Never been heard of before, somebody doing this. But this was done. The prosecutor said Brooks' family love him very much. Maybe they love him a little bit too much. Maybe they're defending him when they know full well he's guilty. Brooks Houck's grandma pled the 5th at this grand jury. They all want to get the story straight. I think there's going to be handcuffs all round for this family. That's what I'm predicting. Next arrest will be Nick Houck, but I think they'll be looking very, very carefully at other members of the family. Handcuffs all round. Justice for Crystal and justice for Tommy.